What's up, guys? Benda42 here. So you're going for that Twitch partnership and you need that beautiful 75 viewer average. I got some tips for you on how to get it the fastest and maintain it. So these are some tips. They may not be very good tips, but they will help you get there the fast. I'm going to tell you which ones are good ones and which ones are not, but this is to help you maybe get through that finish line right there. So just remember, a little disclaimer before we start here. You know, I have 2 years under my belt of Twitch streaming. It's not easy mentally. Just remember, it's not a race. It should not be a race, but that's really what this video is about. I always say in my streams, it's about consistency. It is not a sprint. It's a marathon. You've heard my spiel before if you watch my streams, and seriously, that is true. The misconception is that, you know, once you get Twitch partner, somehow you're going to make more money or something. You really don't. Actually, just judging from myself and from all the other streamers I've talked to, you probably make less money because, you know, you're not on that drive. You're going to get less viewers and less stuff because you're not on that drive anymore. People don't and make it a necessity to be in your channel anymore when you actually get that check mark. So I just coming from my experience, most people see a drop off right when they get partnerships. So you should not be in a rush to get it. I've seen a lot of people burn out. That's the main thing. I've seen a lot of people burn out from trying to go really hard, you know, for a really short amount of time. Not really short, but, you know, a few weeks, a few months, they'll be pushing themselves and then they'll give up because they get discouraged. You can't do that. It's a marathon, not a sprint. With that being said, we're going to go over the fastest way to get 75 viewer average. So, with all that being said, you know, take all this with a grain of salt. This is some tips for you. Pick a game and stick to it, okay? One of my tips in my other videos is to mix, you know, you can mix up in the same genre. But again, if you want to get the 75 viewers as fast as you can, you should stick with the same game, at least stick in the same genre, but I would play the same game every time. Why? Because people come there, they get used to you streaming if you're doing consistent on a consistent basis, and they get used to you playing a certain game. Okay, now I know a lot of you are going to say, oh, well, you know, it's about the personality too. It is. But I myself, I get a lot more viewers with one game than the other. People like to see what they're used to. Pick one game and stick to it until you get that 75 viewer average. Consistency in your streams. Consistency is always your friend here. So when I say consistency, in your support, in your streams, and consistency within your consistency, if that makes sense. So you want to be doing your streams at the same time every night. Quality over quantity. I don't actually think it's a good thing to be streaming every single night for 8 hours a day. You're going to burn yourself out. I think it's a lot better to do it maybe 3 times a week. Leave some time for networking. I think it's very important that you just don't focus on streaming. You have to focus on the networking and making friends aspects, especially if you're first starting off. So again, I see a lot of new streamers grinding on the streams. You got to be grinding on social media. You got to be grinding on Discord. You know, for every 100 friends you make, that's probably one friend that's actually going to show up in your stream. So think of it that way. You need to make a lot of friends that are going to stop in. And you need to do that over the long term. And when people don't show up, you got to keep going. You can't get discouraged. That's what I see a lot, people getting discouraged. So I always said there's 3 things, you know, and you got to keep these 3 things in mind. And I think it reigns true here. I've had this from the beginning of when I streamed. The first thing, and not in any order, is you need the quality of your stream to be up. If you want that 75 viewer average, and when I say quality, I'm not even really talking about how good your microphone is or how good your webcam is. That's important. It is. But I'm talking about how entertaining your stream is as a whole. Okay, is your personality shining? Are people wanting to show up to your stream because you're an entertaining person? Are you putting on a show? Are you good at the game? What's your niche? And do it. So entertainment value of your stream is number 1. 2, networking should be a huge freaking thing. I really think it's hard nowadays with the way Twitch is to just hit the stream button. I don't care how entertaining you are. It's going to be hard to find you. So if you're not networking on your downtime, which you should be networking probably more than you're streaming, you know, if you network properly, you make friends. That gives a person an opportunity to come to your stream, and then you could show them how awesome you are, right? But keep in mind, I don't care how much networking you do. If you're not an entertaining person, there's a lot of other streamers out there that are doing the same networking you're doing. So yeah, they'll come to your stream, and if you're not, if your stream is not up to snuff, they're just going to lurk maybe. Don't forget, you could improve that. You could get them chatting, you get them hanging around by improving your stream. So those are the first two things. Entertainment quality and networking. Super duper important. And then the third thing that ties it all together, we remember, is consistency. You have to be doing your entertaining streams and your networking on a consistent basis for over the long term. You can't be going for, I see a lot of people burn out. They go for 2 weeks really hard on the networking and on the awesome streams, and then they disappear off the face of the earth and we never see them again. We don't like that. It's a marathon, guys, but if you want that 75 viewer average fast, you have to have those three things. They're all equally important. If you have those three things, you should be okay. You should be okay. And then there's going to be a time, and this one, you guys are going to yell at me for this one. There's going to be a time where you're getting pretty close to that 75 viewer average. Maybe you're sitting at 50, 55, maybe 60 viewers, and you're like, holy shit, should I make an announcement telling them how close I am, telling my audience how close I am to that 75 viewer average? And if you want to reach the 75 as fast as you can, you should make an announcement. And I know what you guys are thinking. I've said this in other videos. I don't think announcing it or going on a partner push is good. I did it, and it was very stressful, and, you're going to see a big drop-off after. But for this video, we know what our goal is to get that average of 75 as quickly as we can, okay? If you announce it, I'm going to put it plain as day for you. If you announce it and say you're going on a partner push, two things are going to happen. The people that care about you are going to make it a rule of thumb to be in your channel when you go live. The people that don't really give a crap about you are probably going to talk shit behind your back and say, oh, so-and-so is on a partner push. In which case, who cares? The people that were there to help you are going to help you, and the people that weren't are going to talk shit about you. No, so they just put it plain as day right there. If you're okay with people talking smack, the people that were going to talk smack are going to do it anyway, and the people that were going to be there for you are definitely going to be there, and that's what really matters anyway. The people that are going to be there, do not be afraid to ask for help sometimes. At the same time, it is very stressful. But again, this video is talking about how to get it the fastest. So I'll only announce, with that being said, only announce your partner push when you're close to it. That's a huge thing. I see a lot of people doing a partner push at low, I would say you got to be 55 viewer average for the past 30 days. Pretty close to it. 55 to 60 viewer average. Then you could say, okay, we're close now. Let's go. And I say that's a bare minimum. If not, even farther. I've said this in a different video. I would say wait until you actually have the 75. Wait until you actually have the 75 for like 3 days, and then say, okay, we need a few more streams now, guys. Let's band together and do it. And then you're going to have that beautiful partner, and you're going to have a big load off your back. You're going to say, oh my God, my job is done. I got my Twitch partnership. And then you realize shortly after that your work has actually just begun. So keep that in mind, guys. A 75 viewer average, not easy to get, but I believe you can do it, and I hope this video helped you out. Remember, there's no rush, though. We'll see you in the next one.